I want to thank you guys for all being here. It's awesome when we get some wrestlers to wrestle in college and get that college degree. I'm happy for both these two. They both chose really good schools. Adaugo, my first girl to not go to Southern Oregon. Very proud of you. You chose a very good school too. I looked it up, and the good thing about you is you're following your education. You did not choose Southern Oregon. You chose your school because of your degree. So I think that's an awesome choice you made. I'm proud of both of you guys. You guys.
My name is Adaugo Nwachukwu, and I wrestle, and I go to Silver Creek High School.
When did you start wrestling?
I started wrestling in 2018.
And how did you get into it?
I just I saw a banner because my coach brought out the wrestling banner, so I was like, wrestling, that sounds like a fun sport. So I signed up for it, and I started going to practices.
Tell me about the first time you actually stepped on the mat. Did you have shoes?
No.
Just your overall experience.
Okay, so I didn't have wrestling shoes because I didn't even know I needed to have wrestling shoes for wrestling. So when I got to the mat, my coach gave me one of the mat flexes or whatever the shoes were called. He gave me one of those and I put them on. And then he was like, okay, today we're gonna work on doubles. So we started practicing doubles, and I was like, what is this? Just driving into someone. So he was like, just step by step, you go in to the leg, lift, drop. And we kept practicing that for weeks and weeks. And that became my signature move. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Weeks and weeks sounded like a long time. What did you think of the sport in general after maybe a couple of weeks?
Okay, so because we had I think it was during off season before we got into our main season. So I was like, this is kind of tiring. I have to run, work out, do push-ups, sit-ups, all that. So I told my friend that I was gonna quit. So she was like, you should stay for a little while, just go to one tournament, and after the tournament, if you still want to quit, then you could go ahead and quit. So we went for the Overfell tournament, and after that one I placed fourth, and I was like, I'm not satisfied with this, I want to do better. So I was like, I'm not quitting, you know what, I'm gonna show up to practice, I'm gonna keep working, and I'm gonna do great. And the next year I took first place at that tournament. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Who was that friend?
Luxor Agast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got to thank your friend for making sure that you stuck around. Now with wrestling being, I think it's still one of the growing sports out there at the high school level. You did pretty well your first year, and you probably have no idea what you were doing.
Yeah, no. So I didn't.
How did you finish that first year?
At CCS, I placed third, and at state, I placed fourth.
As a first-time wrestler?
Yes.
Wow. So you were turning heads?
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying, yeah.
Now, so did you do any off-season stuff after that year, or?
Yes, I did freestyle. Yeah, I went to a couple squabble tournaments. Yeah.
And how did that go?
It helped me because I practiced more than doubles. I did singles. We did the rows, bottom, how to get up, all that. And when we got to our next season, I already knew. I could tell that I was gonna do great the next season because the freestyle really helped my folk style. So yeah.
So you were picking things up left and right naturally.
Yeah.
So that's great. Do you do any other sports?
When I was in Nigeria, I did soccer and I also did track and field. Yeah.
So you have a pretty good foundation as far as footwork and all that stuff. Did you grow up there, or?
Yes, I grew up for 14 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, in Nigeria.
Tell us a little bit about that.
About growing up?
Yeah. I think that's cool.
Well, it was different because the kids here, we don't really we're not the same. I went to like a federal school, so my dad, he decided to take my sister and I to the school because he was like, it was gonna shape us into like, you know, these responsible women or whatever. And it was a good experience. Like, we were in boarding school for like 3 to 4 months before we were able to go home. It taught me a lot, like how to be independent without our parents at that young age of like 11 to like 13 or something like that. We had like our seniors, like, let's say like 8th grade, while we were in like 6th grade, and they had like power over us. Like, they could tell us what to do back then, and we had to like obey them. And they're like our fellow kids. Like, when I look back at it, I'm like, we were like the same age group, and they like told me what to do, because we're just like, you know, little kids, little kids. So yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So what made you come to America? Was it like parents' work?
My dad kind of lives here, so he brought my sister and I over. Yeah.
I see. And how'd you like it when you got here?
I think it was fun. At first, I was like, oh, I'm going to America. I'm going like a whole different continent. But when I got here, I was like, it's not all that. But it's just like we have like the same human being in both continents. But it's a great place. Like, you have more opportunity here than in Nigeria. Like sports, scholarship, you know, like all this stuff. Yeah, so it's fun meeting new people.
Nice. Yeah. And you didn't have any trouble adjusting to like the environment, like socially, like everybody's friendly, or?
Well, everyone is not friendly, but I'm friendly as far as I know. So I just kind of like, when I went to like my first class, I think it was like biology, I was just quiet because I didn't know anyone. You know, like when they transition from like middle school to like high school, they have like friends from middle school that go to the same high school, so they all like know each other. But I didn't know anyone, so I was just like in the class until like someone said hi to me. I was like, hi, and then I like started making friends, doing homework together, having each other on social media and all that. So yeah, I think it was fun.
Are you still in touch with some of the friends that you have back home?
Yeah.
Through social media and stuff?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So okay, so let's jump into junior season. You made some noise.
Yeah.
The previous year, and now everybody's like looking forward. It's like, what's she gonna do?
Yeah.
Talk about your junior season and some of the memorable things that you were able to accomplish then.
After like the off season, my sophomore year, we came strong into the folk style season. Coach Frank, the absolute best, he was always there by my side. He went to like all the tournaments with me. Like sometimes I feel like I can't wrestle if he's not there, because I'm like, where is Coach Frank? If he's not here, I'm not gonna wrestle, you know. But he was like, you're gonna do great. Like, you just have to like stick to like doing the basics. You don't have to do anything you're not comfortable with doing. But sometimes, like when you wrestle the people you know you could get it on, then you can like try practicing those moves on them. So we started with the Menlo tournament, where I placed first, because it was not like a very big tournament, so it was just and then we had like a few more, and then we had B-Vows. I would say like one of the memorable matches I had was with the state champion from like 2018, I think. Emily, when I wrestled her, everyone was like, oh, because she was like 140 and I was like 136 or 135. But my coach wanted me to wrestle her because he said it was going to be a good match and like good practice, that it doesn't matter if I lose or win. So I was like, sure. So when I wrestled her, people were like, when I was about to wrestle her, people were like, oh, she looks so big and she looks so small, she's probably just going to smash her. I was like, don't worry, I'm going to show you guys. And then I pinned her and I was like, yes, like I told you all, it's me. So
that is awesome.
Yeah. And B-Vows, we went through B-Vows, then we had CCS. I also had like another girl from the same school as Emily. I don't remember her name, but I wrestled her. I wrestled her a previous tournament before CCS, and after like we wrestled, she kind of like she was mad or something, so she like kind of showed at me. I was like, excuse me, like sportsmanship. So I was kind of pissed. I was like, I'll see you at CCS finals. So at CCS, I was like, I'm not gonna go light, I'm gonna go hard, hard, hard. So when I wrestled her, I wasn't even going easy, I was just like going all out. And yeah, I think that was a fun match.
The CCS match, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I was there. Got some really good shots of the match. I remember you jumped into
Coach Price. Yeah.
And then he dropped you.
Fell.
he accidentally dropped you.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He missed it, but
Yeah.
you made up for it at state.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
Wow.
And then, yeah.
So, do you like you love wrestling then?
Yeah, I do.
It's not even a like now. You
Yeah.
love it,
Yeah.
and you seem to be really comfortable with how with the setup, as far as like you get to go against somebody one-on-one, and you
Yeah.
get to
Yeah.
beat up on people.
Yeah.
But talk about the other things that the sport gave you, as far as other things that you've learned as far as life.
I think like wrestling is like more like you learn discipline in wrestling, like little things like shaking your opponent's hand after like a match is like a big thing. Some people are just like, they don't want to do it. They're like, I just lost to you, I'm not gonna shake your hand, we're not friends, or like we're not cool like that. But I think that shapes a lot of people, like they even become friends after the match. Well, some people try to like suck up, they're like, oh, that was a great match, like they just beat you like that. But I think wrestling helped me a lot. Like I was just, I don't know, I could just tell like it changed me a little bit. Yeah, like after I started wrestling, when I went to Silver Creek as a sophomore from another country, it was kind of like I'm just gonna study, graduate, do nothing. But when I joined wrestling, I had another life aside from the classroom. I had to like go to practices, go to the gym, cut weight, make friends and all that. And I feel like wrestling, like it also makes you get a lot of friends, yeah, at tournaments.
And you have the personality for it.
Yeah.
So after junior year, well, let's talk a little bit about that whole experience with state. That was huge. I mean, this was the first year that it was a 3-day event. You're wrestling alongside with the boys.
Yeah.
How was the competition level at state?
I think it was average, because my first match, it was easy. I tagged her, and the second one, I don't remember. But my semi-finals match, it was kind of difficult. I feel like I was just like, I don't know, I was just not into it. I was like, sometimes before I wrestle, I'm like, okay, we're gonna wrestle. Pay attention to every little thing. Don't make any stupid mistake. But I just kind of like jumped into the semi-finals match. And I was kind of slow. Like my first match when I tagged the girl, I was like moving my feet, going fast, getting takedowns and all that. But like that match, I was not shooting, and I don't know why, but I think that was like the hardest match at state. My finals match, it was, I wouldn't say easy, because she's a good wrestler.
It was easy.
Just trying to stay humble.
It was just a matter of when you were gonna beat her. Did that go three periods?
Yeah, 3.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
But you could have ended it. Like
I was just like, I didn't know that she busted her head. I just like took a shot, and then she
oh, that's right.
she sprawled, and then I got up. I got up to like I don't know what you call it. What is the thing where I get up
Cradle.
on her?
Head and arm.
No, like I don't know what it's called, but I got in that position and I tried to like slam her, not slam her, but like pull her down, and then she hit her head. I don't know if like she scratched her head or something, but it was busted. I was like, I don't think I did that. And then they had to like bring a bandage to like bandage her head. I almost pinned her too. I was like, oh my goodness, that would have been so cool if I like pinned her in the first round, but I was like, okay. And then she kept like trying to like kind of numb me, but I was stronger than her, so I just like kind of muscled her a little bit. So I was like,
You picked her up a few times.
yeah.
Kind of ragdolled her, and I'm sure she's good. I mean, she went to the finals with you, so she's got to be pretty good.
Yeah, and
but you're just at a different level.
Yeah, I think she also won like her sectionals or something. So she's good, yeah.
So this is pretty amazing. You won state. I mean, you were our favorite the whole entire year. You know, we were talking about, oh, we gotta do a feature on her. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. But then, you know, after that, COVID hit.
Yeah.
Like what, 2 weeks later? And what did you do during the whole lockdown? Were you able to?
I was wrestling actually with Coach Frank. Cause he set up like a mat at his backyard, so I was just going there, just me and him. We were just like wrestling, drilling. I was also running. So yeah, just staying in shape, you know, not to get too out of shape and stuff. And then when COVID started to go down, we went for like a tournament at Arizona. That was December. But before that, I've just been like wrestling, yeah, a little bit.
So you never stopped?
Not really.
See, no excuses. This is what elite athletes do. They find a way to do it, and they just did it.
Yeah.
You know, the work never stops, right?
Yeah.
So you got to tell us about this story about beating #1 in the nation.
Oh!
Set it up for us.
Okay. The girl, she went to the tournament, the preseason nationals, and she won. So my coach was like, she's in the same weight class as you. You have to like wrestle her. We have to like show them that we're #1 actually. But like sometimes my coach always said, ranking doesn't matter as long as you know what you can do and you know who you can beat. So he was like, I want you to wrestle her, and we're gonna go to that same tournament that she's going to. So I was like, okay, sure. We actually like went to a practice where she practices at. It was, I don't remember where, but she wrestles for Central Catholic. So my coach said we're gonna go there to practice with her, and
Stockton.
I wrestled.
It's Modesto.
I think before Stockton or after Stockton.
I think it's Modesto.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's around that area.
Yeah, so we went to the practice. The practice was like an hour or like 2 hours. It was good. I wrestled her. She took a shot on me. She couldn't finish. I kind of could tell she has like good hand fighting. I was like taking notes. I was like, okay. And then like a week later was the tournament, and we weighed in. I weighed in at 124. I was really light. But I wrestled my first match. I think she was my first match actually. Yeah, she was my first match. I wrestled her. My coach was like, move your feet, like all that. I got 2 or 3 shots, and maybe 4 takedowns. I got near 4, and then at the end of the match it was like 12-2. She didn't get an escape. I let her up. Well, that's an escape, right? Well, yeah. I let her up twice, and she didn't get a shot on me. I was like, well, that's #1 in the nation. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you got to be #1 right now.
Well, they still rank me #10. I don't know. But my coach like emailed them and said, why would you rank like someone that beat the #1 10th? Like it doesn't make sense. But it's not like just like decision, is like major decision, like 12-2 is not like 5-6 or like something like that. So yeah.
You visited a college? How many colleges did you visit?
I think it was just 2.
Why North Central?
The big question.
The big question.
When I went for a visit, I just like automatically kind of connected with the school. I just felt like I see myself here in like the next 4 years. Like I could connect with the teammates, like the school, the coaches. My sophomore year, I lost twice to the same girl for 3rd place, and she's also going to that college this year. So she's gonna be my teammate. We're gonna be wrestling together. Yeah, my sophomore year. But you know, I came back and I tagged her in freestyle. So. Yeah.
Dude, I love your attitude. You're like, I love the confidence, and it's refreshing because, you know, you don't always have to be too mellow and, you know, I don't want to say humble, but you should be humble, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you can back it up, you got to, that's awesome. So you're looking forward to college life.
Yeah.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A nurse.
A nurse?
Yeah.
Why a nurse?
Because I just like taking care of people. My mom is a nurse. I see the things she does, and I'm like, I want to be like that, you know? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Any hopes as far as the Olympics?
Yes. I hope to go to the Olympics, like my first year at least, like qualify, the Olympic trials qualify. Yeah.
What's been your biggest challenge so far? It seems like it's been pretty smooth, the ride. Any big challenges so far that you faced? As far as, you know, your wrestling, or I don't know, in general?
I've never had like a really big challenge, to be honest. Yeah, I think just maybe like little things like cutting weight. I'm like, am I gonna make weight? Like that kind of fear, you know? Yeah, but everything is just like not easy. Like nothing is easy in life. You have to work for the things you want. But I think like because I try to work hard for the things I want, it's not like very hard for me. Yeah. And
what is your motivation? Who motivates you? What motivates you?
I motivate myself. Coach Frank also motivates me for sure. And I always tell myself, if I don't do this, there's someone doing this. Like Coach Frank will also say that to me all the time. Like, if you don't want to go for a run, someone is running. They're thinking, I'm gonna beat Adaugo. She's probably not even running. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna run. Like something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I keep pushing myself. Yeah.
That's awesome. Who do you want to thank as far as, you know, right now? You're about to graduate. We just did the signing celebration here with your teammate. Yeah. Who are the people that you want to say thank you to?
I want to say thank you, first of all, to Coach Frank, Coach Gilbert, Coach Warner, my friends, everyone that supports me, you know, like, you could do this, I know you could do it, and all that. Julie, yeah, for being a good teammate. And everyone, like my wrestling partners, yeah. And my family, they support me too. Yeah, they try, even though they're like mostly busy, like they don't show up to the tournaments because they're busy.
Really?
Yeah. They never like came for any tournaments because they're busy. But
work.
Yeah,
well,
and I understand because I'm not like someone that if my mama is not here, I'm not gonna wrestle. Like I know if my mama is not here, I'm still gonna wrestle like I always do. I'm only gonna take videos and show them like, look what I do. Like,
we're gonna show this. This is probably one of my all-time favorite interviews so far. A couple more things. Talk about just moving forward. You know, it sounds like you have a path that you really want to take. You know what you're gonna major in. You know you want to be in the Olympics. You're welcoming all the challenges. Where is all this coming from? Like, where did it come from?
Well, when I started wrestling, I didn't even think I was gonna like wrestle in college, like all that. It was my the ending of my sophomore year when my coach was like, you know, in college, because I love freestyle. I don't really like freestyle and all that top bottom thing. I just like to like suplex, wrestle, blast double, get the points, match is over. So my coach was like, you could wrestle in college, you know, it's freestyle, no folk style. I'm like, really? So I kind of like started looking into all that, and I was like watching matches, Victoria, Winchester, Jakarta, all of them. So I was like, I want to be like them or better. Like I could do anything, you know. So yeah, I've been like working towards that.
Who would be like your dream match? Like who would you want to go against?
Like at the top?
At the top, yeah. you just mentioned a few names
Yeah.
there. But who do you see yourself like going against and be like?
I always like imagine what it would be like to wrestle Jakara Winchester. She's like world champion or something. Yeah, her and Helene. I don't know how to say her last name, but
Marulis?
yeah, Marulis. Her too.
Why do wrestlers have to have like really difficult names? Wrestlers. Some of them have really difficult names to pronounce.
Yeah,
I can barely pronounce your last name.
Nwachukwu.
Nwachukwu.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then wrestling is not exactly like football or basketball or baseball where there's that next level, there's that top level,
Yeah.
the professional level. The closest one is basically UFC.
Yeah.
So is there any interest in your part as far as being in the octagon someday?
MMA?
MMA.
Oh. Like
Man, these planes are just like taking off like crazy. I guess we're close to the airport.
yeah, we are. A lot of my friends have been telling me to like go into UFC, but I don't want to do none of that because it's just I love my face. Yeah.
Can't mess this up.
No.
That's cool.
I just yeah.
I think Coach Frank is a UFC guy, right?
Yeah.
He's a fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He is. Yeah.
I remember seeing him. All right. Anything else that we should touch up on? Any shout out, you know?
Shout out to my coaches. Shout out to my friends. If you all are seeing this, I love you all. Yeah.
And we're gonna keep in touch
Yeah.
because we want to follow your journey, even though you're in Illinois. I mean, social media,
Yeah.
emails,
Yeah.
FaceTime. You know, want to make sure that we know what's going on, and we'll wait for that
Yeah.
post of you being part of the USA team. Wait, would you be part of the USA team if you do go to the Olympics, or would you be? How would that work?
Oh yeah. I have to like choose what country to wrestle for, right?
I
So, like,
guess because you're
Nigeria
here,
or,
but
like,
you're from
USA.
there,
Yeah.
so.
We'll see.
Ah.
We'll see when that time comes. Yeah.
I have a feeling that time is gonna come.
Yeah, soon. Yeah.
Before I let you go, one more question. Where do you think girls wrestling is gonna go? I mean, from your, you're very smart. You know, you've observed the sport for the last 3 years. What would be your recommendation to the people in charge of wrestling to make the sport better for girls? Like, to make it bigger?
I feel like girls don't get like as much opportunity as the guys. Like all these things they talk about, like the fight card, they put like mostly guys. There should be like more equality. Like guys, the girls like they're rising. Like we're doing really great, and they should pay more attention to us. Like they're paying attention to the guys. So yeah, they should like give more opportunities to the girls. Yeah.
And for the girls, the little ones that are seeing this, that are looking up to you, I'm sure there's a lot that are looking up to you. What do you want to say to them?
I just want to say, like, keep working hard. Don't give up. If you know you want to wrestle. Don't just go like half-half. Like, you have to be fully committed if you want to do great things. Yeah. Stay motivated.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. We'll end it right there. Stay motivated. That was awesome.